Добрый вечер, дорогие друзья, добрый вечер, уважаемые болельщики. Добрый вечер, Нижний Новгород! Ну что, дорогие друзья, эта арена, этот паркет видел немало знаковых сражений, но сегодняшняя битва действительно особенная. За это нужно благодарность выразить нашим парням, нашим мужикам. Они привезли в наш город плей-офф Лиги Чемпионов. Ну и сразу давайте знакомиться с нашим сегодняшним соперником. Дамы и господа, баскетбольный клуб Umana Reyer Venezia, Италия. Number 0, капитан команды, Найс, номер 0. Number 5, Джулиан Стоун, номер 5. Number 6, Майкл Браунс, номер 6. Number 7, Стефано Данот, номер 7. Number 9, Остин Дей, номер 9. Number 10, Андреа Де Николао, номер 10. Number 14, Гаспер Видмар, номер 14. Number 19, Поль Белига, номер 19. Number 21, Марко Джилли, номер 21. Number 22, Валерио Мацоло, номер 22. Number 30, Бруно Церелла, номер 30. Number 50, Митчелл Вот. Главный тренер команды Вальтер Де Рафаэль. Помощники тренера Джанлу Татучи, Жакомо Байони, Альберто Пильо, Умана Рейер Венесия. Дорогие друзья, уважаемые болельщики, хозяева площадки, герои нашего города, баскетбольный клуб Нижний Новгород! Номер 4 Артем Камолов. Номер 8 Антон Остапович. Номер 12 Георгий Шпанов. Номер 13 Дмитрий Ушинский. Номер 18 Владимир Драгичевич. Номер 21 Сергей Торопов. Номер 24 Тимофей Герасимов. Номер 34 Иоанн Хаммер. Номер 44 капитан команды Жевгений Папуев. Номер 55 Кевин Берли. Встреча судит бригада арбитров в составе. Главный судья Инелмас, Турция. Дариуш Запольский, Польша. Луис Мигель Кастильо, Ларокко, Испания. Технический делегат матча Кистутис Перепаускас, Литва. Дамы и господа, прямо сейчас команда представляется трехминутная разминка. Ну что, дорогие друзья, пока разминаются команды, пока разминается Нижний Новгород, традиционно рассомнемся, и мы все те, кто только что подошел, те, кто только что к нам присоединился, для начала просто поаплодируйте себе, хорошей игре, хорошему вечеру. Нижний Новгород, добрый вечер! Я уверен, что протяжка сегодня будет сумасшедшей, и многое будет зависеть от вас. Вы знаете, что наши ребята всегда надеются на каждого болельщика. И когда вы начинаете работать как единое целое, все у нас естественно получается. Поэтому сразу давайте разминаться. Все. Давай по началу нашим. Все готовы? Нижний! Стоп, что такое? Что такое? Стоило на одной груди прийти. Нижний! 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 Отлично, еще разок. Вперед за Нижний! Вперед за Нижний! Вперед за Нижний! Да, дорогие друзья, хоть что-то, ну, примерно так же, но раз в 10 громче, но я уверен, что к игре потянутся также болельщики, вас станет больше, и зал собьется максимально, поэтому не забывайте в любые моменты всегда поддерживать команду, быть естественно до самого конца. Самое главное, помогайте команде.
Понятие should have an advantage inside, and it'll be interesting to see how Zoran Lukic approaches that. Anytime you start, you have a starting five with the size of Umana Reyer Venezia. You would think that you would want to pound it down low and set the tone early, but we shall see. We've got plenty of options. Let's listen to the coach.
Don't stop the run. Receive. Pitch. Go here, back in. I want to side
Well, Nizhny Novgorod had to come through qualifying just to play in the regular season, and already, you know, remembering that, you'd have to judge that 7-7 regular season record as a success. Of course, Nanterre also came through the qualifying as did Murcia. So they're not the only team that's made it through the qualifying that has made it this far. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Russia. We are in Nizhny Novgorod. It's Nizhny Novgorod taking on Umana Reyer Venezia in this round of 16 opener for the entire Basketball Champions League. All the hard work, all the effort, the long days in the gym, the practices, the traveling, the wins, the tough losses. Now here we are in the playoffs. And it's a new season, as everybody will tell you. It's one thing to play in the regular season, where if you're like Umana Reyer Venezia, you think, well, okay, we get enough wins to where we can kind of just cruise at the end. But this is no time to mess around for anybody. You better play well in the playoffs if you want to advance. And already, Umana Reyer Venezia going to their bigs, and Mitchell Watt. And from the corner, Babrin, the front of the rim there. And Watt, did he travel or was he fouled? And Dragicevic reached in and committed the foul. Here's Mitchell Watt. And Marquez Haynes. Now Bramos, one of the, he and Haynes, very experienced players out here. Bramos, of course, a Greece international. Here he is. Did not play for Greece in the World Cup qualifiers. Big game, Marquez Haynes has the ball in his hands. Now Watt dribbles between his legs, turns, puts it up in the lane. And you can see De Rafael saying, pass it. You don't have to shoot it. Here's Kendrick Perry. And that was certainly not on line. Clanged off the backboard. Now Bramos does what he's known for, hits the three-pointer. So 5-0 lead here early for the Italians. And answering for Nizhny Novgorod, Anton Ostapkovich. Stone gets it inside. Now a little pump fake, and Mazzola shows his range. Nice jump shot. Kendrick Perry tries to split the defense. Lucky not to get a charge, really. And the pass up ahead to Bramos, who goes up for the two-handed dunk. And interestingly for Umana Reyer Venezia right now, it seems like they're kind of like just in third gear. They haven't even really shifted. And already a big lead, 9-3. Babarin into the paint, passes it back outside. Perry for three, off the back of the iron. Now Bramos, but then the ball, he fumbled it into the hands of Perry, who flies in. And that is not a good turnover if you're Umana Reyer Venezia. Of course, turnovers are never good. Now Haynes misses from deep. Ostapkovich again for number two. Well, he certainly has sent out his warning early. 2 3-pointers in the space of a minute. And Ostapkovich already with 6 points. Ostapkovich came in having only hit 25.9% of his 3-pointers. He'd hit 7 3-pointers in the Basketball Champions League this season. So you could almost call him a first quarter X factor for the home team today. Zbanov is checked into the game, and Stone strokes it from the right corner. So a lot of 3-pointers here in the early going at Nizhny. Now the pass down low, and Ostapkovich goes to 8 points. A little bit of confusion in that Umana Reyer defense. Now Stone, nobody picks him up. Oh, he went in, missed the dunk. And fortunately for him, the ball bounced out to his teammates. Now Haynes, quick pass, but Mazzola couldn't collect it. Right on the hands. Haynes is thinking, you got to catch that one, big fella. Bounce pass again. This time, Dragicevich makes it, and he is fouled on the play. So he will go to the line for a potential 3-point play. Look at this. Beautiful bounce pass, and everything right now. Looks like a pretty good defense, but good pass from Ostapkovich, who's involved with everything good right now. Anton Ostapkovich, everything that's going well for Nizhny is kind of centered around him. In their penultimate game, Ostapkovich had 13 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists. So it's not like that was against Ventspils. It's not like he hasn't come out and had some solid performances, but he has certainly had a great start today. Now Stone. Austin Day, who's checked in, puts up his first 3. Kendrick Perry open, but he's going to feed it down low to Dragicevich. And he's fouled by Austin Day. Perry dribbles between his legs, but then loses it. And the ball ends up with Haynes. Perry gets a hand on it, knocks it out of bounds. Kendrick Perry averaging 2.3 turnovers per game. And Hummer checks into the game. Great piece. Ian Hummer on the Basketball Champions League website. His coming back to Russia. Oh, look at that. Great anticipation and an unsportsmanlike foul. Goodness me. Umana Reyer Venezia getting a little sloppy here. And that was Watt fouling Dragicevich. So it's 2 shots and the ball. And Watt's going to take his seat. Had a good start to the game, but the unsportsmanlike is going to get him out. It's going to get him some pine time. So Dragicevich goes to the line and misses the first one. Well, what kind of years he had? He's averaged 11.6 points and 6.4 rebounds. And he actually signed off with 24 points in their win over MHP Reeds in Lewisburg. That was his season high. And 2 weeks before that, against Le Mans, he had 22 points. So he's been in fine fettle. Hails from Montenegro. Congratulations to Montenegro for reaching the World Cup. And good follow-up. And another 3 attempt. And the rebound. Timofey Gerasimov also in the game now for Nizhny Novgorod, number 24. Here he is boxing out. And that was Hummer, the former Princeton Tiger. He had played for Avtodor Saratov before, so he knew the lay of the land in Russia. Now the penetration, and the basket is good from Gerasimov. So Nizhny, having trailed early by as many as 6 points, now lead it 16-12. A beautiful bounce pass and finish from Mr. Gasper Vidmar. Nice play by De Nicolau. Gerasimov hands it off to Hummer. Babarin gets it to Hummer, who, quick pass, beautiful finish. Dragicevich has 5 points. And it was one of the things that Hummer talked about after he signed with his team, was how he loved the passing game that was emphasized by Coach Lukic. And that was just a sample of it. Haynes brings it back out, now dumps it over to Vidmar. And he was fouled by Babarin. Good recognition there by Haynes again. But look at Babarin. And look, making the extra pass, cutting to the basket. There's Gerasimov on the basket before. Sergei Toropov has checked into the game, number 21. Stefano Tonut also in the game for Umana Reyer Venezia. And an offensive foul. A moving screen on Gasper Vidmar. Artem Komolov as well has checked into the game now for Nizhny. And here comes Stefano Tonut, and beautiful play, but the finish wasn't there. Nevertheless, De Nicolau was fouled and will go to the line. So of the 10 players that each of these teams have put out here today, no Strebkov for Nizhny. De Nicolau, remember, he was huge in that win at Nanterre. I think he was so good, it seemed like he took a big step forward in his career. I know just one game, but he's grown in confidence under Coach Walter de Rafael, who gives him a lot of minutes, and he's really, really making the most of it these days. Now the pass out on the wing, and the miss from Artem Komolov. Tonut, the Italy international, gets inside. Good quick hands by Gerasimov. Thought it might have gone off of Tonut. Look at this. Oh, it went off of Hummer in the end. Kendrick Perry comes back into the game. Wears a headband that has the word dangerous on it. Bruno Ciella into the game for Umana Reyer Venezia. Austin Day took the pump fake and was looking to get some contact, and it was almost as if he didn't know how much time was on the shot clock. Kendrick Perry. Hummer with the rebound. Takes it in, puts it up, gets it back. Well, that is a workhorse right there, crashing the boards. He's got a nice body on him, doesn't he? He's got some hops, and he was getting after it. Eight on the shot clock now in the final minute of the first quarter, and Tonut looked like he rushed one up. Perry, and Todopov was tripped up by De Nicolau. So not a good foul for Umana Reyer Venezia. This was the offensive rebound and putback by Hummer. And that is getting it done against a former first-round pick in the NBA, Austin Day. Lukic barking out his orders. Todopov misses the first. And the second. But Tonut coming in to get the rebound, not able to control it, goes out of bounds. So the ball will stay down at this end. Perry puts it up from deep. Hey, gets it to go. Biggest lead of the game now for Nizhny, 7 points. Austin Day, and hits the long jump shot. Now Perry, final seconds of the first quarter, puts it up. And he will retreat to the bench, looking for a call, doesn't get it. 23-18, Nizhny Novgorod on top at the end of one. Well, here's some first quarter highlights. Umana Reyer Venezia coming off a 77-76 win over Segafredo Virtus Bologna in a battle of basketball Champions League sides. And that game was actually 3 days ago. So then they had the long trip, relatively long trip here to Russia. Umana Reyer came from behind in that game to win it, so that should have given them an emotional lift before hitting the road. And Marquez Haynes had 17 points, Mitchell Watt 15, and Darren Washington 10 in that win. But that was Italy, and this is the Basketball Champions League, and they have got to turn it up a notch. So second quarter action underway here. Austin Day has it. Pass down to Paul Baliga, the Italy international, and he does take a tough shot and misses. Going up against Dragicevic. Oh, beautiful pass. Oh, it goes off the hands. Of Uzinski, Dmitry Uzinski. And Bruno Cirella, well, I was going to say he put him off of the catch, but not really. That was one that Uzinski probably should have had. De Nicolau now has it. Turnover was indeed credited to Uzinski. De Nicolau goes up against Perry and does not live to tell the tale. Great defense by Perry. Stay dangerous is what the headband says. Might have been a little bit of a bump there. That's probably what De Nicolau was looking for. So Perry picks up his first block of the game. This could be an area where Umana Reyer Venezia believe they can have some success with some full court pressure. Where all the practice comes into play. It's token full court pressure. They drop back now, making them take some time off the clock. Komalov now to Perry, back to Dragicevic, and a foul called on Day. going for the rebound. I'm with you, Austin. Wasn't quite sure about that one, but nevertheless, Nizhny Hummer had better position, and that probably worked to his advantage that time. Dragicevich, skip pass, and in goes Komalov. Again, back up to a 7-point lead. It's their biggest of the game. Beliga over to Tonu. Tonu pulls up, good. Mid-range jumper. Hummer looking to make the pass, hands it off to Babarin. 5 on the shot clock. Komalov has it. He's going to go up against Tonu, who's a good defender. Puts it up from the baseline. And good rebound by Stone, who brings it up the floor over to Day. And Day kind of rushed his shot. Fortunately for Umana Reyer Venezia, they're going to keep possession. Watt's going to come back in. He's got the 2 fouls. And Torella calls the play. Remember, this is a 2-legged affair. So this is effectively the first half. First half of this tie. Jury's going to check into the game. Not sure what the holdup is here with Lukic wanting some clarification. And now the referees are talking to Walter de Rafael. So the long miss from Tonu and into the hands of Perry. Jury is checked in as well. And now Perry drives in, takes the contact in the air, and is fouled. He will go to the line for an and one. And that is a great call by the ref. He saw the contact right at the end by Stone. And Perry is not afraid of mixing it up with the big boys inside. He goes right at him. Stone brings the ball up. Stone taking over the playmaking, over to Watt from the left corner. And I'll tell you what, if they are going to force Umana Reyer Venezia to settle for a Mitchell Watt 3 from the corner, I think they're doing a pretty good job defensively. And you could already see that De Rafael wants a timeout. Perry again gets inside, this time short, and that leads to a break. Beliga hustles down, but then his pass intercepted by Perry. 2-on-1 break. Babarin goes up, and it's a 10-point lead. And finally, the timeout for Umana Reyer Venezia. They're reeling a little bit here with 6.5 minutes to go in the first half. You talk about two different seasons, the regular season and the playoffs, and right now, with home court advantage, this Nizhny Novgorod team is up 10.
Il corpo ogni volta 1 contro 1, invece di fare le fighe. Poi l'attacco di tutti i fenomeni, fatevi il culo in difesa. We need the ball inside. We go round side. Entry pass to Marco. Michael, you go screen for me.
See the early numbers for Nizhny, 48% inside the arc, 33 beyond it. And even though there's a second leg and it will be in Italy, Umana Reyer Venezia do not want to return home on the back of a loss, and certainly not a big loss. Whereas Nizhny, you can see with the rebounding totals, leading that 15-10, they have 6 offensive rebounds. They want to get as big a lead as possible to take to Italy. Kendrick Perry has that smile on his face. He knows he's had a good start to the game. Giuri gets it over to Stone. You heard the word inside from De Rafael. They want to get a better look inside, but it's going to settle for a Bramos. Was that a 2 or 3? And again, if they're going to have to settle for shots like that with a hand in the face, you have to applaud the defense of Nizhny. Their lead, however, cut to 8. 7 points for Bramos. Hummer gets it back to Perry for 3. And Watt with the rebound. Over to Bramos. Now Stone for 3. Well, he's wide open. Hummer out to Perry again. It's good. 11 points now, the advantage. And alarm bells starting to ring back in Italy. Umana Reyer Venezia in a little bit of trouble here in Russia. Watt goes to work. And then Hummer pulled the rug out from under him. It leads to a break for Perry for the two-handed jam. And yet another timeout being called here by Umana Reyer Venezia. Look at Perry fly. We've seen it a lot in this game in the half court, and there it is in transition.
Now we got gaps, so if we go red, aggressive, and rotation is 5 players. Okay? Especially when we go from the zone to white, but the difference is in offense. On two sides.
Here. 16-11 edge on the boards for Nizhny. Well, Perry's had some big games this year. He had 25 in the opener against Sidigas Avellino. He had 19 against Ventspils, 16 against MHP Riesa Lewisburg, 33 against UQAM Murcia. That's his season high. But he's had a fast start tonight. He's got 13 points, and he's getting it with his drives to the basket, but also from three-point range. But as the saying often goes, as goes Kendrick Perry, so goes Nizhny Novgorod. I mean, he's that good of a player. He's that vital. Here he is coming up with a steal. And now the interception by Stone. They get it right back. Haynes for three. That was short. It was on line. Well, you read the power rankings on the the Champions League.basketball website, and you see that Umana Reyer Venezia are sliding in at number 7, and coming in at number 12, Nizhny Novgorod. Here's Babrin from the left, but you wouldn't know it from this first half performance. Talking about power, all the power is with Nizhny. They are smoking Venezia right now. Stone, and he was fouled before the shot. It is a 16-point lead. Look at Babrin. Well, we talked about what he was able to do. Well, he's played so well. He got the call up. He was included in Russia's latest World Cup qualifier squad. Here's the pass and the drive and the finish. That's much better for Austin Day. And really, Venezia, you feel like they've got to get something going inside, or it is going to be over quickly. So that was a big basket by Day. Nice pass by Stone. And foul has been called. We're talking about Babrin. Here's Day again. Excuse me, that was Watt. I called it Day. That was a nice finish by Watt. Paired to the corner, and Stavkovic off target this time, but a foul, trying to box out down low. Called on Umana Reyer Venezia, and I think it's on Watt. If it is, that's number 3. So he will have to leave the game. Remember that first foul that was called on Watt? That's probably what stings more than anything. Clearly the unsportsmanlike. That was a great call by the ref. But sometimes it just doesn't go your way, and it hasn't gone Mitchell Watt's way tonight. And it's a shame for Umana Reyer Venezia, considering he had just scored that previous basket. And three-pointer, another one for Babrin. 17 points, the lead, the biggest of the game. Over to Vidmar. Turns. Gets it to Haynes. Shot clock about to expire, and Haynes makes a very difficult shot. I mean, had it not been for Umana Reyer Venezia's ability to make some tough shots, this lead would be even bigger. And now a push called on Stone, pushing off on Zbananov. Well, if he has position, you're not allowed to run into him like that. So Stone, with Venezia already over the limit, has put Zbananov on the line, and he makes the first. Both free throws good, and the good fans of Umana Reyer Venezia, probably a lot of them watching back at home right now and can't believe their eyes. Their team is getting absolutely throttled here in Russia tonight. Team that clearly has come in focused, well prepared, and ready to execute the game plan. Nizhny Novgorod. And Walter de Rafael, you can see inside his head, he's thinking, what am I going to do to turn this thing around? Day Well, they're known for their switches, and now it forces a turnover. Gerasimov hands it off to Zbanov. Now Gerasimov. And just takes some more seconds off the clock. He pulls up. And fortunately for Umana Reyer Venezia, it hit in the front and the back of the rim and popped out. Now Haynes. Babber not giving him any time. Vidmar surrounded, turns it over, and then commits the foul. Absolutely phenomenal defense by this Nizhny team tonight. I'll tell you what, Umana Reyer Venezia are going to have to make some big-time adjustments at halftime, and they have got to try to get to halftime without having this lead go anymore. You can see Dragicevic was looking for an elbow. Here you go. Look at this. Well, I mean, I don't think it was a violent elbow, but it was certainly contact, and it just seems to go from bad to worse for Umana Reyer Venezia. But interestingly, the foul is not putting Dragicevic on the free throw line, but Ostapkovic. No, it is Dragicevic. Ostapkovic was trying to go to the line. Well, initially, it was Dragicevic. And Dragicevic is like, I'm supposed to be at the line shooting free throws, not Ostapkovic. And I wonder if the referees need to talk about this because Ostapkovic goes to the line and makes the first one. The official score has written down Vladimir Dragicevic as having been fouled. So clearly a little bit of confusion in the ranks. Ostapkovic makes both and continues his fine game here, leading his team with, well, leading the team on the floor with 10 points. Mr. Perry's leading the team overall with 13. 19 points to lead for Nizhny. Haynes, entry pass. And the foul has been called on Zbanov. Nicolau. Look at that switch there, and now the pass down low to Vidmar, and everything is uncomfortable for Umana Reyer Venezia. They have been completely taken apart here by Nizhny in this first half. Babberin, and the pass, and fortunately it's going to be a dunk for Vidmar, and Umana Reyer Venezia will take anything they can get. They force the turnover late in the shot clock, and they get the fast break, and alert play by De Nicolau to knock it up to Gasper Vidmar. So that cuts the deficit back to 17 points. And when you think about this for the Umana Reyer Venezia, I mean, you just got to play hard, but in the back of your mind, you're thinking we just have to make sure we give ourselves a chance going into that second game to where, you know, we can win. We don't have to go out and outscore them by 25 points.
Press break. Also, watch out. 32 seconds. Changing of the defense. Maybe
7 points for Bramos, 3 rebounds as well. Nizhny Novgorod has the 2 assists. And Walter de Rafael has to be thinking we've got to get to halftime no worse than 17 points down. And maybe we can get in to halftime trailing by 15 or 14. That would be a psychological boost. But don't forget, this team has just called a timeout, and Stavkovic has just been terrific. 10 points. He hit those 2 early 3-pointers. Those were crucial shots for Nizhny as they settled into the game. It really, you could see it just gave them that bit of confidence. And they have come out and just been terrific ever since. Trailed by 6 early on, but leading now by 17. Babrin gets it back, misses with a reverse layup. Umana Reyer Venezia get it. They don't have much time. They've got to hustle. Nizhny Novgorod gets across midcourt, goes behind his back, puts it up. Well, he ended up having a decent look, although he was guarded, closely guarded. And it is indeed a 17-point lead. De Rafael saying no foul on that one. Nizhny Novgorod lead it 45-28 at halftime. Well, clearly the shooting numbers inside the arc the same, but outside, beyond it, Nizhny have that advantage, and they've also got a rebounding advantage, the assist advantage, and the 11 turnovers for Venezia is troubling for the visitors. Perry with 13 points. He was really sensational. And Dragicevic came out and played well, 6 points. Look at that. Perry's name is all over the stats, including the defense and the steals and the blocks and turnovers. He's turned it over 3 times. He could do with less of that, but Stavkovic also with the 10 points, and Babrin coming out and has 8 points. So here's some highlights from the first half, and things started well enough, at least on the scoreboard, for Umana Reyer Venezia. I seem to remember talking about how they were kind of like in third gear, and it was very easy, and then all of a sudden it was like a light switch was flipped after this man hit not just 1 3-pointer, but 2, and everything seemed to change from that moment. This is a rare highlight for Umana Reyer Venezia, getting away and scoring with a fast break dunk, but as well as that 3-pointer from Stone. But for the most part, it's been this team in white here that has just come out and delivered a lesson. That was a tough foul called on Watt, which sent Dragicevic to the line, and he got a 3-point play. So tip your hats to the team in white, Nizhny Novgorod. They have come out and scored 45 points in the first half. They lead it 45-28 over Umana Reyer Venezia. We'll be right back before the start of the second half.
Если ты взлетишь выше этой корзины, сразу победишь. Готов? Давай. Меньше больше, чем ты. Разберешься? Давай. Тебя половина. Давай. Nizhny Novgorod, вновь на площадке. Встречайте наших парней. Низhny.
(45-28), Nizhny Novgorod on top of Umana Reyer Venezia here in the first round of 16 game in the Basketball Champions League. It's important to remember this is effectively the first half of an overall game, because these two teams will get it on again in Venezia for that second leg. And if you're Nizhny, you want to get as big a lead as possible. Ideally, you want to win first of all, and then you want to win by as many points as possible. And if you're Umana Reyer Venezia, well, if you're not able to come back and win the game, at least you want to manage the margin of that deficit. So again, tip your hat to this focused, concentrated effort from Nizhny Novgorod, who finished third in their group with 7 wins and 7 defeats. And you remember looking back at the season that Umana Reyer Venezia had, you would think that they would come in and just take control of this thing, but it's all about surviving and advancing. First of all, you got to make the playoffs. Both of these teams have done that, and then you start with a clean slate. So Umana Reyer Venezia, if they came in partially asleep, which seems like it might have been the case, they are certainly wide awake now and probably realizing we've got some work to do, or else we're going to be in trouble.
Our first possession, transition goal, the pass we can post up immediately with everybody. Left side. Okay? If we want to tackle outward, get also if you dribble like this. If you dribble the ball, you can play also out.
Nothing. No shot, pass, send a big pop, and Vlada is coming for this one. Okay? Pop, shoot, drive, cheetah. Okay? Guys, be ready. Okay?
Nizhny!
No. Second offense is two side. This is first.
Well, Nizhny coming all the way through the qualifiers to make it to the playoffs. It's been a very a great season for them when you look at it in those terms. Michael Bramos, 7 points tonight for Venezia. And Kendrick Perry has 13 dazzling points for Nizhny Novgorod. Go to ChampionsLeague.basketball to get all the latest news and information, features, columns, write-ups, stats. Go there now to check it out. Second half underway here in Nizhny Novgorod, where the Russian club is winning 45-28 over Umana Reyer Venezia, and already coming out and getting a jump shot from Stavkovic. More of the same. wasn't from behind the arc that time, but nevertheless continued his impressive showing. And now it's Umana Reyer Venezia. 12 points. Who would have thought that was coming from Ostapkovich? Gasper Vidmar, short little jump hook. And that'll be more of the same for Umana Reyer Venezia if they can have their way. Nizhny Perry. Ostapkovich fouled while attempting the three-pointer. Well, what happens when you drain the three-pointer in the first half? You've got the other team's attention, and you know we can't let that man get open. So 3 free throws coming to foul Marquez Haynes. He certainly gets the X Factor award for the round of 16 on this evidence already. "25 years old, 2.02 meters in height. That's 6 feet 8 inches, and makes 2 of 3. He's very close to a season high that he had against Anvil for Slavic. Bounce pass, knocked away by Dragicevich. Nizhny Perry, and there the follow by Ostapkovich, and he does have his season high of 16 points. And 21 points now the lead. Julian Stone over to Vidmar, who goes up patiently and scores. Vidmar, first 2 seasons spent with Banvit. Made it to the final in that first year with Banvit, where they were beaten by Iberostar Tenerife. Here's Perry. Nizhny Perry just picks right up where he left off. Stone over to Day. And Day fouled by Dragicevich. Boy, what a pass that was. You didn't appreciate that pass until you saw that. Look at this. He was going to his right and then threw the pass kind of across his body to the left. And that was Perry playing like an absolute superstar tonight. Kendrick Perry's parents, Aubrey Perry Jr., Deborah Perry, must be looking on and smiling at their son tonight. Boy, he is lighting it up here in Russia. Michael Bramos gets it down to Vidmar. Here's Bramos, steps back behind the arc. And the good extra effort there from Vidmar puts Dragicevich off, not able to get the rebound. So Vidmar taking more of a central role here. That's a shot really that Bramos needs to be making for Venezia. He's wide open. Haynes hangs in the air and draws the foul. And again, Vidmar crashing the boards. So there are some positive signs that we're seeing on this end of the floor from Umana Reyer Venezia. Haynes bends his knees, makes the first one. This makes 1 of 2. And Perry comes in. Another stat for him. A rebound. Here he is putting it up. Good, another one for Perry. Utterly sensational tonight. "17 points for Perry already. Vidmar sets the pick. Haynes gets it back, almost another turnover. Haynes puts it up from the arc. And Ostapkovich with the rebound, and really, that was not a good possession for Umana Reyer Venezia, who just do not look comfortable when they've got the ball. Perry again. Oh, rimmed out. And sighs of relief breathed back in Venice after that one. Haynes over to Day. Fakes the shot, goes in, and lays it up and in. That was beautiful. Ostapkovich puts it on the deck, goes in, and gets the foul called on Vidmar. Well, Ostapkovich, as good as Perry has been tonight, Ostapkovich has been every bit as important his entire approach to this game. This is Perry's latest shot that went in, but he's got 17 points. Ostapkovich now goes to the line with 16 points, so he could have a game-high 18 by the end of this trip to the line. Vidmar, meanwhile, has to go out of the game. So a little bit of foul trouble for Gasper Vidmar. 3 fouls on him, 3 fouls on Mitchell Watt. So the advantage that you thought that Umana Reyer Venezia might have had on the inside has not really been an advantage at all, with both of their bigs each carrying 3 fouls. Watt, meanwhile, has come back into the game. Here's Watt. Spins, turns, takes the contact, and earns a trip to the line. And Dragicevich picks up another foul. That's number 3 on him.
Нижний Новгород. На площадку выходит Иоанн Камень, номер 34. Замена. Владимир Драгишевич, номер 18 и 3. Фол. Нижний Новгород, 4 команды фола.
So Sergei Toropov comes back into the game for Dragicevich, who has to sit down and watch proceedings. He's ticked off. Doesn't want to leave the game. And Watt. First one is good. They could certainly use a jolt from Watt. They could use a jolt from anybody right now. And Perry went after that to try to knock it off the rim, but wasn't able to get there. Brzezinski in the game, number 13. Toropov has it. And it's going to be Perry again, taking the 3 and getting fouled. He is in another world right now. The second time that Umana Reyer Venezia have fouled the 3-point shooter in this third quarter, and this time it really hurts. Look at him. He's way back there. Brings a little bit of rain and hits the 3, makes it, but then almost anticlimactically misses the free throw. Nevertheless, a 22-point lead. Perry with 20 points. And the foul, Nizhny over the limit, so Bramos will go to the free throw line for Umana Reyer Venezia. And right now they will take any free throw opportunities they can get, because they are finding the going tough when they're on offense, when they've got the ball. He rattles in the second one, so both free throws good for Umana Reyer Venezia to get it back to a 20-point deficit. And this is one of those tough coaching jobs for Walter de Rafael. You know, you want to be positive. You want to keep your guys in the game. You don't want to be, you certainly have to remain enthusiastic and upbeat. If they start to see panic in your eyes, then they might panic. Ball goes out of bounds and back over to Umana Reyer Venezia. You just have to want to chip away right now. Here it is again. We see it all the time now, don't we? Three-point shooters. They're so good that the defense goes out. They want to get a hand in the face, but the referee calls the foul. Here's Bramos. Hits the three-pointer. Maybe that'll be the start of something good for Umana Reyer. Bramos starting to show signs of heating up himself. Boy, Kendrick Perry, that man's got some hops, doesn't he? But that's not going to count. Foul was called before the shot. Wonder where he ranks amongst the all-time greats of Youngstown State. He has to be one of the all-time greats there. Look at Marquez Haynes goes out. Over to Babarin and into Toropov, who good defense, and then Baliga not able to hold on to the ball. He fumbled it out of bounds. Watch this. Yep. Wow, that certainly looked like it went off of Baliga. Maybe a break for Umana Reyer Venezia. He acted like it was their ball, though, so maybe there was a hand that we didn't see. Andre De Nicolau in the game. Remember, he did not match up well against Perry in the first half. Bramos again. Nope. Off the back of the iron. Oh, beautiful play. They got it to Babarin, and he knocks in another one. There is just no let-up right now from Nizhny. They are playing like a team possessed here at home. 11 points for Babarin. Bramos drives in. Beautiful handoff to Watt. And he was fouled by Komalov. Bramos is certainly being positive. Look at this. Well, Babarin, rather, I don't know, was it Babarin that picked up the foul? Yeah, it was on Babarin. So Watt goes to the line for what you can only describe as two very important free throws. Anything Umana Reyer Venezia can get right now is important. And Watt misses the first one. It's been that kind of day for the team from the beautiful city of Venice. This game has been anything but beautiful for them. Kendrick Perry goes right at De Nicolau. Left his feet, nowhere to go. That time you have to say great defense by De Nicolau. If you're Perry, I see what it was. He thought he wasn't going to run into Baliga, but Baliga was able to sneak in there and force the turnover. It certainly looks like every time he wants to take it away from De Nicolau or go right at him. There's Watt. Boy, almost overpassing to a fault now, Umana Reyer Venezia. Hummer in the game, 34. Remember, he was with Monaco. He was released by them, and he was snapped up by Nizhny. Beautiful block. Hummer got it back. And another offensive rebound. The pass down low to Hummer! And that's what you call slamming it. Ivy League style. Look at this. The former Princeton Tiger sinks his teeth into that one. And you cannot give away that many offensive rebounds if you're Umana Reyer Venezia. And it comes home to roost. They trail by 21. Timeout, Venezia.
Stefano, questo per Austin, con questo, anche se cambiano, it's not the problem. Okay, we want to play one up in this way.
8 threes for Nizhny, just 3 for Umana Reyer Venezia.
Austin, steal, and we go triple for Stefano if you can
Finish this blessing mismatch. Okay? I don't want the ball. I don't want the ball from the dribble. Okay? Closer to shoot, no problem. Okay, let's
23-19, the rebounding advantage for
let's go
Nizhny.
full diamond. Full diamond. Full diamond. If you go in here, immediately put the ball in. This is strong. Okay, let's go.
Nizhny!
Yeah.
А теперь пошуметь максимально. Нижний, все. Шум.
Watt gets it to Day. Hands it off to Stefano Tonut. Good box out by Hummer. I'll tell you what, Hummer's a nice pickup by this Nizhny team. He looks like a perfect fit. Played one game in the regular season. Took him a little while to find to gel, and here he is. And Perry once again goes in, skies for the layup, and is fouled. Well, what can you say? This guy has been unreal today. He has been terrific. And you just wonder. Is there anything that Umana Reyer Venezia can do to cope? And the foul called on Watt. He has 4 fouls. And Perry completes the 3-point play. 24 points for Kendrick Perry. Look up the word sensational in the dictionary and you'll see his picture, because that's what he's been today. Utterly ridiculously good. Like my English. Toropov. Foul called. 24 points. Did anybody see this coming? If you did, you're lying. Nobody saw Nizhny leading by 24 points at this stage of this first game. I'm sorry. And now Day has gone to the line and missed the first one. And when you lose your mojo, it just affects your entire game. Not too bad at the line today. 8 of 11, now 9 of 12, so that's acceptable, 75%. But it's just not getting any easier against this team. Komalov over to Toropov, hands it off to Perry. Offensive foul called on Toropov.
Замена команде Нижний Новгород. На площадку выходит Владимир Драгичевич, номер 18.
Dragicevich comes back into the game. So the league drew the foul from Toropov, and now Dragicevich is guarding him. Oh, beautiful drive from Stefano Tonut.
Stefano
Three-pointer note from Kendrick Perry. Stone dribbles behind his back, loses it, and into the hands, and in too much of a hurry. Now Babrin over to Perry. Entry pass to Hummer, hands it off to Dragicevich. Basketball 101 right there. That was a lesson well taught by Nizhny. Passing, finding the open man. We've seen it a few times. Their interior passing has just been terrific. This time it's Marquez Haynes drives in, gets fouled in midair, and earns a trip to the line.
Nizhny Novgorod.
We have to give Stefano a 10 out of 10 for the flair with that layup. And now Kendrick Perry goes out of the game. Maybe this is an opportunity for Umana Reyer Venezia. That's the only way you can look at it when he goes to the bench. Maybe, just maybe, there'll be an opening. Gerasimov. And Hummer was fouled on the baseline by Marquez Haynes, so Hummer will go to the line.
Замена Нижний Новгород. Маркерс Хайнс, номер 0, 4-й фол. Замена Нижний Новгород. На площадку выходит Антон Остапович, номер 8.
Well, Pauk and Ike will be tipping off today in the Greek Derby and another round of 16 game, and Le Mans will be taking on Segafredo Virtus Bologna. All the other round of 16 games are tomorrow. Hummer makes the first. And the second. So final 25 seconds of the quarter, and Umana Reyer Venezia will try to take it down as far as they can. No, they won't. I lied. Oh, what a play! The bounce pass, the dunk by Biliga. And now a three-point play opportunity for them. That is a rare case of Venezia offense working. But what it does do, if he makes the free throw, is give possession, obviously perhaps the last possession of this quarter, back to Nizhny. Now Bruno Ciorella comes into the game. Kendrick Perry also back in, not surprisingly. Maybe they can deny him the ball. Well, he's got it now. It's too late. Tonut, good defensively. Good hands by Tonut, and again, it leads to another chance. Will they get it? Good try by Bramos. Well, three quarters are in the books, and it's Nizhny Novgorod leading it 71-52 over Umana Reyer Venezia. 8 of 19 for Nizhny from deep, 3 of 11 for Umana Reyer Venezia. And fortunately for Umana Reyer Venezia, Nizhny have missed a few free throws, but this was the three-pointer that was made, and he was fouled. You can see over the bench his teammates like, oh, look at that celebration. I might try that myself sometime. There's Perry again. Well, remember the winner of this game, or rather, excuse me, the winner of this tie will take on the winner of Vukan Murthy and Antwerp.
Вы готовы? Вы отвечаете. Готовы? 3, 4.
And also, let me caution Nizhny fans, 3 quarters are in the books. There's another quarter still to go here, not to mention the 4 back in Italy. But all it would take for Umana Reyer Venezia, you've got to be looking at this objectively and thinking if they can get this deficit back to around 10 points by the end of the game, then they'll give themselves a really good chance of coming back to win it, to win the tie. That's what it's all about right now. They need to chip away and get this deficit down as far as possible, get it more manageable. Nizhny cannot let up. They've got to keep going themselves. Here's Umana Reyer Venezia. Tonut. Oh boy, look at the defense. De Nicolau drives in. Baliga kept it alive. Good play by De Nicolau. Hands it over to Tonut, who was open. The opportunity was there, and once again, another opportunity for Umana Reyer Venezia. De Nicolau off one foot. Still can't get it to go. And good jump ball possession arrow will go over to Nizhny, but you get 4 chances. You think one of them would go for Umana Reyer Venezia, but it hasn't happened. Hummer looking at the ref. Look at where I've got the ball, and look at where he is. So a pretty quick lineup on the court right now for Umana Reyer Venezia. Chirella having to guard Hummer. Into the corner to Babarin. Chirella had his hand on it. Good defense. Maybe that was the answer all along for Umana Reyer Venezia. Just get the small guys out there. And a foul called. Will they give him shots?
Замена Умана Reyer. Евгений Бабурин, номер 44 и 3 фол.
Tonut has certainly injected a sense of urgency into the calls here. And Kendrick Perry now back in, so that's bad news, you would think, for Umana Reyer Venezia.
Нижний всех защита. Защита!
And the drive and the basket is good. Don't look now, but signs of life for Umana Reyer Venezia, and it's Stefano Tonut. Showing why he's almost an automatic selection these days for Italy's national team.
Прямо сейчас Нижний Новгород.
And makes both of them.
Стефано Tonut.
Back to a 14-point deficit. Now this is much more manageable for Venezia, but they've got to make some plays on this end of the court. And a foul called, I think, before the shot. That's the only good thing you can say about that sequence for Umana Reyer Venezia. The foul on Haynes. Honestly, right now, it doesn't matter who guards Perry. He's winning the matchup. They can't stop him. But in fact, they are going to give him free throws. So Marquez Haynes goes to the bench with 5 fouls. He's gone. It is Arriva Barocci. Ciao. The only thing that Kendrick Perry has not done well today is this, shoot free throws. And when I say that, he's 2 of 4. So he's missed a couple of free throws. And just that little grimace by his coach just kind of illustrates, he knows this game is still far from over. This tie far from over. Every point counts. And another shot. That was by Bramos. It's been the best quarter of basketball so far in every sense of the word for Umana Reyer Venezia. They just look better. They got better body language. Now the pass to Stavkovic, forces it up. Good box out by Bramos. Tonu fouled. Boy, he's looking confident, isn't he? And Babrin picks up the foul. This could be one of those games where if Venezia are able to get it back to 10 points or less, they might actually leave the gym feeling better about themselves than with the home team, because the home team will have known they were up by 23 points at one stage. 24, excuse me. But now the turnover and the dunk. The second dunk of the game for Hummer. Well, you're not going to come back and win this tie with plays like that if you're Venezia. That was Bramos with the bad pass. Here he is, and now a foul called on Cirella. Moving screen. That's been a real problem today, I think, for this Venezia team. They've telegraphed some passes, and Hummer was only too glad to pick up the phone and answer without telegraph. Dragicevic back in. This is, you feel right now the tie hangs in the balance. It's 17 points, the lead for Nizhny. Venezia had the momentum, but Nizhny have gotten it back now. My colleague Igor Turkovic just with the the phrase of the game, Hummer with the hammer. Well done, Igor. 17 points, Nizhny. Trying to claw their way back. Inside it goes to Watt, who's back in. Remember, he's got the 4 fouls. And the foul called on Kendrick Perry in the corner on De Nicolau.
Если поддерживает команда, не замолкай, вот сейчас суметь.
De Nicolau makes the first one. Should have said in that last timeout. Zoran Lukic, when he was talking to his team, he was telling him, whatever you do, don't help off of Michael Bramos. In other words, don't leave him open to double team or to help the other guy guard the man that he's guarding, because you can't leave Bramos open. He can hurt you, which he certainly has done more of here in the fourth quarter. And Stavkovic, that one didn't look as good from him. Cirella, he wanted to launch it, but De Nicolau wisely puts it on the deck and draws the foul from Babrin. And again, this game right now, this tie, you feel this is the moment where either Nizhny can move further ahead, they can perhaps give themselves an insurmountable lead. But if they fail to do that, and they allow this Venezia team to get it back to within 10, then it's game on. And really, it looks like in this game anyway, this lineup is better suited for Venezia. The smaller lineup with cat-like quickness. Now some full court pressure. Hasn't been 13-point deficit for a long time. This is a big opportunity if they can get a stop. Good hands by Watt. Remember, Nizhny already over the limit. That could end up helping Umana Reyer Venezia, who today are at the free throw line 16 of 19. So there's definitely some factors here that suggest Umana Reyer Venezia can claw their way back into the tie. It's 13 points, the deficit right now. Dragicevic, oh, beautiful defense. Up ahead to Nizhny. Wisely does not attempt it. He gets it to Tonut, who unwisely puts it up. Might have been better suited just to pull it out. Nizhny looked like he was going to get a basketball sandwich if he went up and attempted a layup. So he passed it to Tonut, who put up the shot from the baseline, but didn't do so with much conviction. Komalov. Komalov for three. That was short. It was certainly on line, but well short. And he goes, and Watt was fouled by Dragicevic as he went up for the dunk. And in fairness to Dragicevic, at least you didn't give up the dunk. So another timeout.
Так, ну что, друзья, Нижний Новгород рано приводили. Впереди все самое интересное. Команде нужно поддерживать до самого конца.
Sekunda! Vlado, budi spreman, Vlado! A nisi spreman za blok, bre! Nisi! Simon, put the ball in, on the end. Vlada down, double team, watch out! No cut, no cut!
The back door first, because they're really... Yes, Andrea! Parti di loop! Stefano, we go loop! Stefano, questo per arrivare!
See, Haynes is already fouled out of the game for Venezia. And Mitchell Watt has 4 fouls. Mitchell Watt going to the free throw line. Kasper Vidmar has 3 fouls. Excuse me. He has 3 fouls. You can see that Coach Lukic was very animated at the start of that timeout. And again, with my incredible language skills, I'm going to tell you what he was saying. No, this is Igor telling me. He was like, Vlado, i.e. Dragicevic, be prepared for the screens. You're not prepared. You aren't. So Dragicevic getting an earful there from his coach. And if you're Lukic, you just got to tell it like it is. So Watt goes to the line, makes the first, and now it's a 12-point game. And not for the first time, he goes 1 of 2 at the free throw line. So he's now 4 of 6 in the game from the charity stripe. Here's Dragicevic. Oh, boy. That was one of those should I be taking this or not shots. And he took it and made it. Plenty of time to go in this one. Midway through the 4th quarter. 10 points for Dragicevic after that. Tonut. It's been a good comeback for Venezia. Tonut misses. That's a couple of jumpers he's missed. A couple of jumpers here in the last couple of minutes. Now Dragicevic, Watt has the 4 fouls. Dragicevic knows it. He wants to get number 5. Boy, there was a lot of body there, and somehow Umana Reyer Venezia didn't get the rebound. And instead, it was grabbed by Dmitry Uzinski. Unbelievable. They did everything right except get the rebound. And 10 rebounds on the offensive glass for Nizhny.
Okay, no Brown. He goes 3/4. We got foul to spend. Stay up. In offense, we go flash side round. Flash side round. Watch out. Yeah, maneggia la palla. We got this screen, Bruno.
14 points for Brahmas, leading the way for Venezia.
No, let's try side 1. Side 1, good screen, Vlado leads him. Opa, pa ga pitali, neće leđima. Don't make a cut. If he goes for the double team cut, Vlado will lead.
24 points for Perry, leading the scoring. He's been a little quiet here the last few minutes, though. Well, you've got some big names over there on that Umana Reyer Venezia bench. Talking about Austin Day, talking about Marquez Haynes, but Haynes is fouled out. Julian Stone, Gasper Vidmar, but now Julian Stone has checked into the game. But the big names haven't gotten the job done today for Venezia. If anything, it's been the less heralded players that have come off the bench and that have really kept their hopes alive. But now the lead is 16. And Dragicevic comes up and commits foul number 5. So he will watch the rest of the game from the bench. I'd say overall it was a good, solid effort from Dragicevic today. 10 points, 7 rebounds, 3 steals. Also, but he is now out of the game. And for Julian Stone tonight, it has been a tough night at the office. He's got just 3 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, a couple of steals. And add to that, he is 0 of 3 at the free throw line. Oh, Hummer with the pump fake. He took it! Oh, are you kidding me? He went right at him. The two-handed Hummer with the hammer. And it goes, and then Watt at least gets 2 right back and draws the foul. Look at this. I'm taking it right at you, big fella. He threw that down with a little bit of anger. Nice hops. But then Hummer fouled Watt at the other end. Three-point play for Watt, and it's back to a 15-point deficit now. Points slow to register on the graphic, folks. Sorry about that. And foul called on Bramo, sliding in a little too late, but not in the bonus yet. Perry comes back, takes the inbounds pass. Komalov to Perry. He's going to go right at Konut. Still gets the elevation. And Perry earns a trip to the line.
Стефан Леванов, номер 7, первый фол. Umana Reyer 4, команда гола.
Well, Perry's been involved in this long enough to know there's still a long way to go in this tie, but if he can make these free throws, all the better for his team. They need as much as they can get, and he misses the first one. He really has been the only chink in his armor tonight. He is now 3 of 6 at the free throw line. Now he's 4 of 7. 16 points, the lead for Nizhny. Tonu. It's in, a nice little runner. No, he doesn't make it, but Watt, or Day rather, excuse me, Watt goes up, gets the rebound. So good work from Mitchell Watt, and he will go to the line. Boy, are these free throws are important. Can't say it enough. And he gets the first one to go. And good effort from Trella to get the offensive rebound. Excellent work. Tonu. Now to Watt. He's going to go at Ostapkovich. Turns, goes up again. Oh, he couldn't get it to go. Great effort by Watt. But boy, you have got to tip your hat to Trella for the extra effort on the offensive glass. And Watt showing his best stuff here late in the fourth quarter, just couldn't quite get it to go. And now he misses another free throw. Third miss of the day at the line. It's 1 of 2 to go. It's back to a 14-point deficit. Every second, every point counts here at the end of this game. Forget about, it's not just a win, it's by how much or by how little. Everything counts ahead of the second leg. And what an important rebound by Hummer. Perry, oh, that was big. After the excellent effort, and then quickly, Umana Reyer Venezia should have scored, but Bramos missed the layup. Now Perry drives in, and he is fouled. Are these blows going to be telling at the end of this game? It all started with the Hummer offensive rebound, and then he got it to Perry, who hit the three, and now Perry is going back to work again. He's like, it's time, let's put this thing away. He has taken the lead back to 19 and can take it up to 20. Unbelievable turnaround here on the last couple of possessions. Bramos also missing the layup. We'll do it again next week in Venezia, the second leg. How big will the Nizhny lead be? Bramos drives in, misses. Watt, big time rebound. Gets it back to De Nicolau, who misses with the three. Komalov with the board. Boy, what a turn of events here late in the quarter. And again, Perry was right at it. And again, he hits a three and takes it up to 23 points. It has been absolutely the Kendrick Perry show today in Nizhny Novgorod. Utterly sensational. 34 points A new season high for him. And timeout. And you really wonder now if Venezia are going to be able to recover from these late blows handed out by Nizhny.
We need 2 points or a foul. Don't go crazy. Okay, let's go.
They got it down to 12 points, the deficit. And since that time, it's been all Nizhny.
Every point is important. 0. Hold. Boom. They will switch aggressively, okay? Let's go.
With 5:20, you still get that 32 to 28 rebounds. With 5:23 remaining, the Nizhny Novgorod lead was 74 to 62. And then they reeled off 6 unanswered points to go to 80 to 62. And the Kendrick Perry show has once again come to town here. Get your tickets now, folks. If he plays like this every game, I mean, he's worth the price of admission. He's been fun to watch for Nizhny fans or for neutrals. But for Umana Reyer Venezia now, they need to get as many points as possible. De Nicolau over to Bramos. Good! Oh, that was big. And you heard Coach Lucas talking about every single point counts. Every point matters here. We've got to go out and play hard at the end. And then coming right out of the timeout, De Nicolau penetrated, and instead of going up for a layup, passed it to the right corner to Bramos, who drilled the three-pointer.
Hey, watch out, double team. Maybe zone defense. So, full offense, wait. You starting 0. Watch out, double.
Hey, blitz on top already.
Let's go. Even one basket is important.
Hey, in offense, same team. On the ball, and then 2-man play on the other side.
Hard to believe that was only the 4th three-pointer of the game for Umana Reyer Venezia. And 3 of them have been made by, well, a good three-point shooter, Michael Bramos. He's 3 of 4 from three-point range. But that aspect of their game has not been his strength today. Kendrick Perry, they'll be selling a lot more of his shirts after this game, or at least they should be. 34 points. He's able to inbound the ball. Stapkovich hands it back to the man of the moment, Kendrick Perry, number 55. How far can he take Nizhny Novgorod in these Basketball Champions League playoffs? He gets it off to Hummer, whose pass kicked. So they're going to put 14 seconds on the shot clock. Remember, they led by as many as 24 points, did Nizhny Novgorod. Right now, the lead is 20. It's going to be the second leg that ultimately decides who goes on to the next round to face Antwerp or Murcia. And the foul on Tonu puts Nizhny Novgorod back on the free throw line. Well, coming into the game late in the contest and getting a chance to go to the line is Zabanov, who makes the first. So he now has 4 points. Only makes 1 of 2. And Trella doing a good job of getting some rebounds. And traveling the call on De Nicolau. Well, another big turnover for Venezia. They've had too many today. They've turned it over 18 times. And this Nizhny Novgorod team has scored 22 points off those turnovers. Now they go baseline. Oh, another great play by Ostapkovich. And is back up to 23 points, the lead. It is going to take something unreal for Umana Reyer Venezia to win this tie. That's the best way to put it. And De Nicolau goes in and gets fouled. I don't think anybody saw this coming. But you know what? It's not the first time in Basketball Champions League history that what you would call an upset in the first leg has happened. I remember in that first year, Strasbourg went down to Aris in Greece as prohibitive favorites in that tie and suffered, I think it was a 15, 16-point loss. Maybe it was a 13 points, but Strasbourg weren't able to recover it in the second leg. And De Rafael knows his team is going to need a minor miracle probably to come back at home. It's 93-72 now. And because every point is important, every second, Lukic is going to call timeout and try to draw up a play here to get another basket. Well, considering the stage, Perry with 34 points, you have to almost wonder, is this the performance of the season in the Basketball Champions League that we've just witnessed? I mean, it's hard to imagine where the stakes could have been any higher than they were today for Nizhny, and he has come out and delivered an A-star effort. Let's just go over those stats one more time for Kendrick Perry, who 34 points. He's 5 of 10 from three-point range, 12 of 20 overall. He's got 6 assists, a couple of rebounds, 3 steals. He has turned it over 6 times, but we'll forgive him for that. He has been the man. Plus 29 efficiency. And 19 points for Ostapkovich as well, who's at plus 19. Actually, the higher rated player has been Ian Hummer at plus 20. 10 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal. 4 of 5 from the floor, Hummer. And he also posterized Watt. That'll be unforgettable. There's Hummer again, goes in, and they get another layup right at the end of the game. And Watt just throws it up the court. Oh, they get it up, almost, for Tonut. But that was a fitting conclusion to a game that was thoroughly dominated just by Nizhny Novgorod. 95-72. They have come up with their biggest ever result in the Basketball Champions League. Well, go to the Champions League.basketball website and then listen in on the press conference to this game and hear what the coaches and the players have to say. And I would be awfully surprised if Walter De Rafael didn't just own up to the fact that his team was thoroughly dismantled today by this team. They won in every single category, and I have to say they probably were better prepared for this game as well. They came out and completely dissected this Umana Reyer Venezia team. Now they're going to sing with the fans. Nizhny 65% inside the arc. They had those 10 three-pointers. They out-rebounded Venezia. They had 4 more assists, 4 more steals. Forced those turnovers. They got all those points off turnovers. Perry, somebody should be buying that man a steak dinner tonight. He deserves it. Look at that, 34 points, 7 rebounds. He also had the 6 assists, 7 rebounds for Dragicevic, 17 and 5 for Bramos. Also, Bramos had the 2 steals. And Watt with 13 points, 8 for Vidmar. Stavkovic, 19 points. Stavkovic was just terrific in that first quarter when he hit those 2 threes and he got another layup. Really helped turn things around. But then it became this man's show, the Kendrick Perry show, starring Kendrick Perry. He just went to town. Look at this. Fouled on the three-pointer. Here he was backing his man up and then making the first pass, which led to the 3 from Babarin. They knew exactly what they wanted to do. Nice touch pass as well by Hummer. And that was Toropov who passed to Perry, who said, "Here, Hummer, why don't you take this one? Just dunk it." And we'll see an even probably more vicious dunk by Hummer coming up. He got that one up ahead of Baliga. You know, the insertion of Tonu and that smaller lineup for Umana Reyer Venezia got him back in the game, got him back in the tie. They cut it back to 12 points. They were down by 12 points midway through the fourth quarter, and all of a sudden you just felt like, as bad as it had been for Umana Reyer Venezia, they were getting out of jail. They were going to have a great chance going back home to win this tie. Bramos started to come to life a little bit. You know, he finished with those 17 points. But that telegraph pass there was just not one of the finer moments of this game. Led directly to 2 points and one of Hummer's 3 dunks in the game. And that was a crucial play where they made a good defensive stand, but then this was the poster. And Hummer just said, "You know what? I'm going to take over the highlights from here on out." And we'll leave you with that highlight because that was some kind of highlight. What a win. But it's only the first half of this tie, folks, in the round of 16. Nizhny Novgorod, 95, Umana Reyer Venezia, 72.